DreamLeague Season 13 is brought to you by Corsair, Monster Energy, Mercedes-Benz, and DreamHack.
Oh no, this is looking really scary. Tiger's just waiting off to the side. He's still ready to jump in if they give him an opportunity. Static Storm already down there onto a couple of them. All grouped up. The RP connects there onto all three, but where's the follow-up? There isn't anything as of yet. Able to steal away and a heck of a lot of damage coming in from Quake, but Mandy trying to stand large and in charge as they get the buyback on absolutely everybody.
His middle racks is gone, and now I'm down bottom. Yang is looking for that bonus off the duel.
Oh, the shockwave pulled him.
Is it gonna get it? 226 now, but is he gonna die for this? They're coming in with the buybacks. Puppy, he's looking to try and set up the turn. They're gonna pounce on it. Yang's running away, but Yang is gone. Death for 100, slams in for Yang, so catching the turn. That sets up with the Fisher. He's blocking them off, or he's trying to run away. BKB's out, but Ori will fall. They're gonna be able to kill him a second time as well by the looks of it. They surround him, and BKB going for the TP, but the bash is there from Matu. The swap's there, but DY dies for it, and then straight up the high ground, staying on top of the drow. Secret, they're gonna be able to get a fourth kill. What a game we have here this morning.
He's got the angle. And they found it. A Chain Frost going to follow him up in the air as it bounces around and secures the kill. KP takes a tumble, but now the swap.
He's fast. He's zooming.
All
right, he goes for Kuro.
Does connect only on the Lich. Big damage on the Tiny. Frost Shield might be enough. Sinister Gaze. Armel gets comboed down. No, he doesn't. He lives. They do get the kill on GH, though. The stolen Aphotic Shield, keeping Armel alive. Miracle wants to burn it down, can't quite get it. The hop, the jaunt, it's there. Armel lives. They kill Kuro on the back line. Now OD's here, and the Banish should finish him off, but not enough to save Miracle. Mind Control, might have to use that borrowed time. Stun onto the OD.
Oh, that was sick.
The ult. There's the disable. They get Weeha, and it's a disaster for Nigma.
Now, I don't know about you guys, but those highlights make me want to watch more Dota today. And if you are on the same page as me, you're in the right place. Welcome back. It is day 2, group stages, DreamLeague Season 13. Major group stages are, in this case, at least not end all be all, because nobody's getting eliminated, so you know your favorite team's still in, but it will decide who goes to the upper bracket, who goes to the lower bracket, and all of that will be decided today. It's the final day of the group stages, and I am joined once again by Grant, and we have Cap and Kyle with us as well. It should be an exciting day of Dota 2, Grant.
Oh, it will be. We pretty much we pretty much got everything. I mean, you see the groups behind us. You see there's favorites. We got all of a sudden Fanatics on top after a lot of people said they might not be. I mean, a few upsets, and then obviously the Secret versus VG, which who knows? It could be the BO5 finals. We already got a little taste, and it was a good series. And and Beast Coast, I was worried for them, and then whoa. They're just in your face.
They were absolutely in Chaos's face. We'll see whether or not they're able to do the same today with a different opponent. I'm not quite convinced they're going to be able to do that. Yeah. And I'm not convinced by a lot of the GSL group standings right now. Okay. I feel like there's going to be a lot of like, this team, oh, look, they actually won one series. Yeah. Look at them at the top of their group. But then they're against like a very tough opponent, like the Fnatic matchup, for example. Like they're against a very tough opponent. Or let's take the EG Na'Vi matchup, for example. Like Na'Vi managed to get the upset against EG. Does that mean just Liquid got a free run to first in their group?
What?
Possibly. We'll have to see what happens when we actually get the consolation matches as well to determine who's actually going to be the difference between
Navi's
lower
going
and
to
upper
beat
bracket.
Liquid, first of all. I don't know where all this noise is coming from.
I asked a question. I was like, is this going to be an easy run to the first place?
You made it sound like a rhetorical question.
It's a very likely, I think.
I think it's very unlikely.
Okay.
So how about that?
How about
I
it?
think Kyle's just trying to be
How
like
about
trying to go against the grain.
No, not really. I actually think Navi's looking super strong. They're probably they're my dark horse of this tournament.
Why do you think they look super strong? Out of curiosity.
I think that they there's a big benefit to being underestimated coming into an event. I think the
Okay.
whole CIS region as a whole is like, you look at VP, like they've been faltering recently. I'm not going to get into the reasons behind that until we actually have them playing, but there's so much talent there. And I think that Navi suffered a lot because the brand had these high expectations, similar to, I want to say it was similar almost to EG back when they were still playing with Fear and they were rotating lanes. Like, you look at this team and it's expected to do well. And I think that now that they've had, they got rid of Seneko, Magical specifically has started to really impress. And I think that that's critical if you're going to succeed nowadays. Your 1 and your 2 have to be actual game winners.
Yeah.
And beating EG is a big step for them. I think they're going to ride the momentum.
Sure. I agree with the CIS. In the major, I thought these two teams were actually kind of weak, and I actually thought the minor teams from CIS I actually thought Team Spirit and stuff were really, really good, and then they obviously bombed out, so, who knows? CIS.
Yeah, Gambit I thought was going to be
as
a
well.
serious contender
Yes.
for
I really
first
thought
at the
they would.
minor, and they actually did not.
I don't think that we should read too much into that just because, it's similar to, who was it? Think back to the TI8 European qualifier, right? Wind and Rain. Looked all right, got beat 3-1 by OG in the finals. OG go on to win TI, right? I think at the minor, specifically RNG, that's a solid Dota team. I could see them feasibly being even top 6 at this tournament based on the level I've seen thus far. It's just I don't know how to put it. The skill gap is closed considerably. I think that if you look at mid players TI5, TI6, 7 era was very much about your superstars, right? There was no one better than Sumail at TI5. There was no one better than Miracle at TI7. Yeah. But now, strategy plays way more of a role in who actually wins games. You can straight up just outdraft people so bad they have no hope, regardless of how good they are. And the individual tier disparity used to be you're maybe 5 mistakes better than your opponent. Now, at most, you're 1 or 2 because everyone's just so good now. Thus, I think it's way more about how a team figures out their identity.
Everybody is so good now, and it's so much fun to watch as well. You know what is even better? To watch it live, which you can still do. There's still some tickets available for next weekend in Leipzig. Make sure you visit the link below if you're interested in getting some tickets and to watch the teams, but also us live on the stage there. So make sure to check that out. And it's all, of course, made possible by our wonderful sponsors of Corsair, Monster Energy, Mercedes-Benz, and Ray Gaming. So yeah, thank you to those. And thank you if you do indeed get some tickets. Make sure to say hi when you see us next weekend. And for today, we can take a look at just all the groups because, we mentioned some of the groups here and you've seen it behind us. But we also have, of course, all the group standings in one big thing. There you go. I don't think we've had so many 3-game series as we had yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah.
But after the first round, everybody went 3 games, and then the second round of the games,
Quick.
everybody had 2-0s apart from the one group with D, with Pain versus Liquid, where Liquid did end up winning the series. But that, I think this is a really, I guess every major is stacked, but it feels extra stacked.
It does, and I think that's what Kyle said, the skill level, or the disparity in skill level has, and it's not it's lowered, it's just the people at the bottom have started getting better, and the people at the top, maybe they're just getting complacent or something, so you get games like this, Pain Gaming, even just taking 1 game off of them, that's just impressive.
It really is.
It's the way the objectives have shifted too, right? Where there's no better way to take an outpost. There's no better way to control runes, It's just you've got to do this thing. And I think time efficiency is a lot easier to replicate in terms of like farming patterns versus like how to actually be better at Dota over long periods of time.
I think the best teams will always stand out when it comes to team fighting in this patch, though, and that's going to be like the one thing that will separate the absolute best of this tournament from the second.
It was actually kind of funny at the last DreamLeague that wasn't a major minor. I mean, that was Demon Slayers, right? And they played team fights insanely well. Like their drafts weren't even good, but they just won these crazy team fights. And I mean, that's kind of where it started. Like, you just win team fights, you win games. Like, who cares if you're 10K down?
I think yesterday we kind of criticized Beast Coast's draft a bit.
Yeah, we did.
But they fought.
We did.
So,
you're not wrong.
You know, they did crazy stuff and they won with it. So today we're gonna have all the groups are gonna be finishing. So we're gonna play them all out. We're gonna start up with the winners of each group facing each other. Then we're having the losers of each group facing each other, and then the losers of the winners versus the winners of the losers will be the deciding match of the group. And then 2 of each team move to the upper bracket, 2 of each team move to the lower bracket. You know, you get the drift, you know what it's like, you know how it happens. And for us, just like yesterday, we're gonna continue following Group B that caught our eye very early. And I'm super excited for this first match because we're gonna see Secret versus Beast Coast. Secret yesterday was, I mean, they were doing good. They won the series, obviously, but it wasn't super clean. And then Beast Coast performed, I think, better than people's expectations yesterday.
I'm worried for him here, though. I think
for Beast Coast?
Yeah. I think that Secret, like, they're just too intelligent. Like, they know how to beat Beast Coast. They actually did at this last TI, utilizing the same ideas that I 100% agree with. Beast Coast is very similar to Immortals, that old squad with QO, where it was just relentless aggression. How do you beat that? Better team fight and the ability to capitalize on what Cap coined yesterday, the Fatal Funnel. They picked Void twice at TI. They won both of the games. They had Enigma in the second. These sorts of heroes, come fight us, please, run at us. Eventually you're going to catch a chrono. We're going to win this fight. They have the discipline to chill, and then they're going to just continue to win these fights, which Chaos never had an opportunity to do. They did not win a single engagement.
No.
In which case, all you need to do is then like also make sure you have a counter to Hector's hero. That's like the 2-step plan for Beast Coast most of the time. Out team fight you with their 4-man and then farm up on Hector. And like that's just a formula that they've gotten really good at. I do think that they have a chance against Secret purely because I think they are one of the best team fighting, like, I don't know if you call them tier 2 teams or what you would call them exactly, but like they're not
underdogs,
at the top, right?
Yeah.
But they are one of the best at team fighting in like that middle area of all the teams. So,
and dude, what is it with these stand-ins? Just kind of outperforming. We were talking about in the cab here, right? Because specifically, like we were watching Chaos yesterday, and Grant brought up a good point. Like when he's playing with EG as a stand-in, he looks insane.
CCNC,
and then he shows up here, and it's kind of does some very questionable deaths. Lelis has always been a solid player, but thus far at this tournament, he's performing like one of the best off. Like he was top net worth in both games as the off lane, dominating. Like where does this come from?
I mean, that's a question.
Yeah, it is, and I think the play styles, right? Like if you watch the Secret versus VG game, Secret, they wanted you to push into him, and the thing is, Beast Coast wants to push into him. So I think like the play styles, they're just gonna butt heads for sure. Like I think Beast Coast's gonna play their game, and Secret's gonna play their game, and I think it favors Secret because, as you said, good luck pushing high ground, especially you give him something like a Drow or something. Like I think Beast Coast might have to like first phase a Drow or something.
Yeah, I think it's also just securing their laning phase. I'd be really afraid of playing into Secret's Lich, Secret's Chen.
Yeah.
Like you can't be put in a position where there's like a Chen army running around, 5-6 minutes in, because it's also Beast Coast's ability thus far to preserve their tier 1s. When you lose, specifically your tier 1 mid and your tier 1 bottom as Radiant, it feels like the map just suddenly doubles in size because you just can't get out on the map. How do you control bottom outpost? There's no shrine anymore.
You literally can't.
There's no reason to even teleport out there. You have to do the long walk across. It's nigh impossible to deal with. And I think that is what Secret's going to look to do as well, which is just take down T1s by 12 minutes or so.
Well, I asked you guys beforehand again which players you wanted to highlight of the teams. And for first team, we're going to Team Secret. And Cap, I believe you wanted to see Yapsor.
Yeah, I mean, I think we just want to talk about the 4 positions in general, since we talked about the carries yesterday. The 4 positions have been for a long time in the meta, over the last like 3-4 years. The position that gives a team its flair, oftentimes.
for
And
sure.
YapzOr, like, he's given a lot of opportunity to be greedy and show off that flair. Obviously, like, YapzOr's kind of like got two modes. You know, he's got the time where he was known as like the best Earth Spirit player in the world, and he played these excellent roaming forward positions like Earth Spirit and Tusk. He did it with the Earthshaker as well. And then now he's obviously, for the last bit of like a year or two, he's been known for these greedier supports that scale really well. He's playing the Earthshaker and the Rubik, two of his most played heroes, and I think he's already played 2 Earthshaker games this tournament. And then that extra bit of flair that only YapzOr can give you, a Terrorblade 4 position once upon a time at a DreamLeague, now a Darkseer 4 position. Secret always has, you know, they're innovators in very specific instances, and a lot of it comes from YapzOr.
Agree.
Yeah, and then on his counterpart, Kyle, you want to talk about Schofield. We saw Schofield have an amazing series yesterday.
Yeah, I'll let you chime in on this as well, Grant, because I know you've cast a lot of games this guy's played. He's traditionally been one of the few South American players that always maintained like a really high position on the leaderboards. I've played with and against him at least 50, 100 times in pubs over the last 5 years. Never thrown a game. I think he's responsible for a lot of the strategy development in the squad as well. At least whenever you play games with him, like, he's trying to win. And I respect players immensely that always try to win. He's never thrown a game. I can't say that about almost anybody on the NA server. And I just really like his style as well. He reminds me a lot of my brother Z-Freak, where he's little lost. He's completely lost on heroes that have to play like in the back. But you give him Tusk, you give him Tiny. Like, he is a killer. That is his role. That's what he likes to play. It's what he excels at. And we're going to see it more here today.
And it's funny because when like that team was created, right, when you saw the support Schofield and Stinger, like as you said, it was like the opposite. Like Schofield, this guy's super tryhard, and Stinger was considered probably one of the least person you want on your team, honestly, when you were like playing pubs. Like, honestly, 1 or 2 years ago, nowadays, obviously it's a lot better. And they just look really good together. And as you said, I hope we see like a Schofield next, as you saw in his top heroes.
Yeah.
He makes that hero look overpowered, and it's crazy like that.
Yeah, and of course, this game as well, every game here on this channel, you can vote for your MVP, and you know the commands. But just in case you don't know the commands, we have them here for you. Hashtag, and then the player's name. Now keep in mind, Matuma Man, you spell out the whole name. It's not
tough.
And it's not Hector,
U's.
it's K1. Chris Locke is a long name. Just, you know, take a screenshot so you got some help. And yeah, I know last time we saw Schofield being the MVP of their series.
And Zai.
And Zai,
all three.
mostly the MVP of Secret Series versus Vici. But yeah.
I mean, it's true, though. I mean, Zayad's always going to get, like, those MVPs, right? He's the only person on that team who, like, streams. And honestly, like, I mean, Puppy may be more popular, but, like, Zai's following is you know, they're
He's
always
a lot
in
more
Twitch
personable.
chat, too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're
He's
always
still got a lot of the EG boys that root for him,
does.
and they're typically some of the
for
most
sure.
loud and obnoxious fans in our community, so it's no surprise that they're always willing to vote.
He's not wrong. I can't argue that.
Exhibit A.
EG! When are we covering them, Sheever?
we could have requested them as well.
They're also my favorite, the best team to cover, because you're always biased either for or against them.
Doesn't
There's no
matter.
middle ground. It's like you know, you're casting the game for like their 5,000th game of Dota. It's like, well, you know, it's like this pendulum that's never fully balanced.
You could have a caster from a different game come in, not have any clue who like a team is, and people will be like, he's biased for EG. He's not biased for the other team. Like, it's true. EG OG. Like, those matchups,
Those are the
the
funniest.
best, man. I love them.
You know what I also love? I love some drafts.
Me
and
too.
before we can get this draft on the way, we need to take a quick break. We'll be right back with the first series of the day.